All right, so you've got a biology practical exam breathing down your neck? Well, you've come to the right place. We're about to break down exactly how you can get top marks on what feels like the trickiest part of the test, those biological drawings and all that taxonomy. Let me guess. The thought of it is a little overwhelming, right? You're not alone. So many students get stressed out about this super strict, nitpicky drawing rules, and of course, having to memorize those impossibly long Latin names, it just feels like there's no room for error. But here's the deal. What if I told you there's a simple two-part system to totally master this? Seriously, all it really takes is understanding the rules of drawing, the stuff that's not up for debate, and using a couple of clever memory hacks for all the classifications. That's it. Okay, let's dive right in. Here's our game plan. First, we're going to nail the drawing rules that are basically free marks. Then, we'll get into some awesome memory tricks for taxonomy. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with a go-to checklist so you know you're 100% ready. Let's do this. All right, first up, the drawing rules. Now, it's really easy to think this part is about being a great artist, but it's not. Not at all. It's about following a very specific set of instructions. Think of it like a secret code that shows the examiner you know exactly what you're doing. So these are the big five, the absolute must-dos. First, you've got to use a sharp HB pencil, only. No pens, and absolutely no shading. This gets you to rule number 2. Your lines need to be clean and continuous. No sketchy, hairy-looking stuff. In science, we need clarity, right? Third, and this one is huge, use a ruler for your label lines. They have to be perfectly horizontal and they can never, ever cross. Fourth, every single drawing needs a full, descriptive title, and you have to underline it. And finally, this is so important. You draw what you actually see through the microscope, not the perfect version you saw in your textbook. Your job is to be an observer, not to copy an ideal. You just follow these 5 steps, and you're already banking easy marks. And look, if you remember only one thing from this section, please let it be this. Crossing your label lines is, without a doubt, the cardinal sin of biological drawing. It's a massive pet peeve for examiners because it just makes everything messy and hard to read. Keep those lines clean, parallel, and pointing exactly where they need to go. Okay, so we've got the drawing rules locked down. Let's switch gears and tackle that other big challenge, memorizing all those classifications. I know, it seems impossible, but this is where a few simple memory hacks are going to be your best friend. So just a super quick refresher, this is the Linnaean hierarchy. It's the system we use to organize pretty much all life on Earth. You have to know this order by heart, from the biggest, most general category, kingdom, all the way down to the most specific one, species. So how in the world are we going to remember that order? Well, with probably the greatest mnemonic in all of biology. King Philip came over for good soup. Kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. Say it out loud a couple of times, I'm serious. It'll get stuck in your head, I promise. This is your master key for everything else. Okay, so now we can use that same idea to remember the classification for any specific organism. Let's take Spirogyra. To remember its classification, we use the sentence. Plants can zigzag 0 zebras smoothly. I know, it's completely absurd, but that's exactly why it works. The crazier the sentence, the easier it is to remember. And here's the next little trick. Always try to link the name to its most important feature. For Spirogyra, the clue is literally right there in the name. Spiro should immediately make you think spiral chloroplast. So when you look through that microscope, your drawing checklist is simple. A rectangular cell with that awesome spiral ribbon inside. Let's try another one. Rhizopus, your basic bread mold. This system works perfect here too. Our mnemonic? Fungi zap zombies, making monsters run scared. Again, it's weird, it's vivid, and that's exactly why you won't forget it. And again, look closely at the names themselves. They're giving you hints. Rhizos sounds a lot like root, right? That's your clue to draw the root-like rhizoids. And sporangiophore, if you break it down, it literally means spore bearer. That's the stalk holding up the sac of spores. The biology is hiding in plain sight in the words themselves. All right, let's really put this method to the test with a more complex one. Trypanosoma. It's a pretty nasty little protist, but our mnemonic still makes it easy. Pro players enjoy kicking toys to balls. See? Even with a longer classification, you can just create a simple, silly sentence to lock it down. The memory hooks for this one are great because they connect to what the parasite actually does. Think of trypanosoma tripping and squiggling its way through your blood. And for the species name Brucey, just think of Bruce Lee delivering a kick so powerful it gives you sleeping sickness. It's a dark thought, but hey, you'll remember it. Okay, let's bring this all home. We've gone over the rules for drawing and the hacks for memorizing. Now let's put them all side by side into one final, super powerful checklist that you can look at right before you walk into that exam. So here it is. This is everything. It really just comes down to these two columns, precision and rules on the left, and clever memory tricks on the right. For your drawings, just be methodical. For the taxonomy, use those mnemonics and link the names to their features. If you can master these two columns, you are going to walk into that practical feeling totally prepared. So as you head into your exam, remember you're not just ready to get a good grade. You're actually equipped with a system that helps you decode the living world. Which kind of leaves us with one last thought. Beyond the exam, what does this elegant system of precise drawings and ordered names really tell us about the beautiful, hidden structure of the natural world all around us?